So yes, you saw that thumbnail right. I am going to share with you the process of painting worn out Pyrex. How many of you all have come across it when you're garage selling, you're thrifting, you're in the Goodwill, and as soon as somebody sees Pyrex, the price skyrockets. You don't even get it for free when it's worn out. And who's going to display this piece up on a shelf? Yes, unfortunately, this is the highly sought after gooseberry pink flamingo. I'm not even, I think this was probably the pink flamingo. I'm not sure. I'm not a Pyrex expert, but I know 101 times when I'm out thrifting, I run across Pyrex that looks like this, the dishwasher damaged Pyrex. So there was actually a 4 set of this, and I did a tester piece just to see if this is a fail or if it's not. I just happened, it's funny, that algorithm, you stop and you see, hey, I've never seen purple Pyrex before like that. And it was just a little, one of those little quick reels. And then the comment was, yeah, I buy this kind of stuff and paint over it and sell it as reproduction painted so it doesn't go to the landfill. Great idea, because yes, $20, $5 a piece I had to pay for something I'm not going to display it in my house. So I thought, what a great idea. But there is a little bit of texture on it, so I'm going to take some Barkeeper's Friend, and when I did the big piece, the time-consuming part is the painting off, because you don't want to just paint over this. Even though if you are a Pyrex collector number, you know that the number matches what the pattern is, and of course it's not going to match. Yet again, it's a reproduction. It's just saving these beautiful pieces from the landfill. Well, they're not, if you look at the inside. And I know other people have actually scraped them off. Now, I tried acetone. I tried paint remover to get the rest of this off. So y'all, if you already do this process and I'm late to the game, tell me how you get the rest of it off. So all I'm going to do is take some Barkeeper's Friend, maybe some sandpaper a little bit, because I don't want to scrape into, per se, the material. I want it to be like the shiny that Pyrex is at the end. And I actually like the algorithm there again. When you watch one video, a little quick video, the next thing you know, you're seeing. So I'm not the first one to do this. And some people were putting holiday prints. This is just the first one after seeing that video I ran across at the flea market for set $20. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you see pieces like this in the thrift store and they're like, hey, $49.99, for the set anyway. So yeah, so let's get to the sink. That's why I'm here in my kitchen, and we're kind of echoey because we have a very tall kitchen ceiling in the kitchen. So I'm a little bit on the echoey side. So let's get the Barkeeper's Friend out, see if I can. I clean off scrapes and stuff off of. So I'll be surprised if that works, but they need washed anyway before we paint them. So yep, $20, which made them $5 a piece. So this will be a great time to get to wash and clean my sink. It's a big sink. So I'm going to take some of the Barkeeper Friend. I'm going to use the little bit most abrasive one, which, like I said, I will be surprised if it smooths it down at all, but we are going to give it a try. So just a green scrubbing pad. At least I'll make sure that they're nice and clean. It's hard to believe that I took acetone and I took paint stripper and it didn't do anything. So I'm sure the Barkeeper, that dishwasher over time makes them look like this. It's crazy. But I thought I'd give it a try. And maybe if I had 100 times to put it in the dishwasher myself, I could do that. But yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm going to get any remnants off of the acetone and the paint stripper. And like, why show you the process when it didn't do anything to it? I asked Google, and that's all I got. I didn't get anything. Yeah, I use Barkeeper's Friends when some have like that little black grayish mark on them. Um, when they have been like touched against some kind of metal, maybe. So that's worked in the past to take those scrapes out when I'm reselling it. Got a little discoloration here on the bottom. I want to see if I can get that to come off. Not so much, but yeah, this one was probably the worst. Even though the big one was basically clear, I guess, if I remember right. But I'm not going to show you a process that doesn't look amazing afterwards. You got to do a tester piece. And after I saw that, the very next day I ran across these at a flea market. I was like, oh my gosh, Guy Wink moment. I need to share this with y'all. Okay, now I'm out in my workshop and I can feel a little bit of a texture, so I don't want you spray paint. You're going to, we'll just see how it goes. So I have some 220 sandpaper and I'm just going to see, because even though I did acetone and a stripper on it, I never sanded it. So I just want to see if I can get a smooth feeling there. Oh yeah, I think that'll work. You can see that something's coming off. Now remember, I'm not sanding it to get it all off. What I'm doing is sanding it, doing the feel test. Is that smooth? I decided I cannot spend all day trying to hand sand, so I got my mouse sander out. Okay, now I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol. Nothing fancy. And then I'm just going to make sure that I wipe down, and then I should be able, if I feel any more texture, but I think I got it pretty good. I'm glad that the power sander worked, or my hands would, my biceps would have been big, bigger than they are now. Oh goodness. Next part is where patience comes in, because you have to tape off. So, there's that little lip around here, and then a little lip around here, like the signature of how they made these. So yeah, now it's time to take, and it's round, so it's not like you're doing straight by any means. You're just trying to, okay, let's just dive into it. So just using some painter's tape. I'll do my hard area first. I find that the smaller pieces go around a little bit better. I mean, I have only done one in my life, so. Heck, you know me. If something's new out there, I'm going to give it a try and see if I fail or not. And I know I'm not the first one to do this, because like I said, the algorithm was like, hi, you like this? Let me show you all the other people that have done this. That's how that works. Actually, it's not going too bad. I think the bigger one, I used the bigger, like the 1.5 tape, and I think that was probably part of my problem. The tape I was using was too big. This seems to be going okay. Oh, but wait, we're not done. We got to do this side too, and this all has to be covered up. But do my line first. And luckily, I can see where it's been sanded and where the shiny is. It does not. Oh, I gotta get the right stickum. Because like I said, it's shiny, so it doesn't necessarily, you gotta kind of have to hold it down. Maybe that needs to go down farther. I'm trying to see on the other pieces. That's where it's wore. My big one still had a lot of it around there that would not come off. But I hand sanded that and I was tired. My hand was, and then I'm like, I'm just going for it. I'm just going to try the power sander and see what happens. And no, it wasn't too bad. No, you're going to get me jabbering as I'm just trying to like try to do this process. Trying to tape off straight tape on a round object, right? And then I tried my best, like if there was any overlap. I don't think it's gonna be as like clean of a line as the original. That's a hard, round is always hard. So we'll just make sure, because we'll be spraying this with it down like this. So, oh yes, we are spraying this. We are not hand painting it. Okay, so here's the thing. When I went looking for spray paint, Pyrex is usually heavily glossed if it's not dishwasher damaged. And a lot of times Pyrex will have multiple different colors, like a lighter shade. But when I was searching on Amazon, I could only find one color. Like I couldn't find the color palette that was all in gloss. It was semi or it was matte. So I decided just to go because I want that glossy look of the Pyrex with the same color. Maybe another day I'll find like a different shade, different hue off, but for now we're just, I'm going to paint each one of them the same color. I'm sure you might be able to tell by my board which color I went with since I already sprayed the other one. Yes, so I'm going with Spa Blue, and like I was looking for gloss. I wanted it to be glossy. So now I'm going to walk away and let them dry. Like even this one that I did earlier, I'm going to let them sit for 24 hours before taking off that tape. Okay, I've been letting them sit for 2 days now, so they should be good and dry. I'm hoping that I did an okay line. That is the hardest part of this, is, you know, trying to make that line, getting tape around a curve. Straight is easy. So I'm hoping for the best. Oh, not terrible, not terrible. Not terrible at all, y'all. Oh, not perfect, but not terrible. But I wanted to make sure it was good and cured, or dried anyway, before removing that tape. Well worth the time spent. Now all I can imagine is like finding, like, creating decals. Oh, would that not be fun? Now I'm on the hunt. So it's funny, I showed a couple of my reseller friends what I was doing, and how many of them like, oh my gosh, I just threw out. And I'm like, oh, okay, so will you save them for me? And now instead of throwing out, yeah, because do ones that match your decor color, do ones with some like decals on it. You know, there are lots of printed, like this has just opened up a whole nother world for me. I'm never going to look at a worn out dishwasher damaged Pyrex piece the same way ever again. Now I'm always going to see it as a project piece, wherein before I was just sad and walked away from it. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Stay for the end to see how I stage them.